Now we have government-to-government, very close relationship. We are enhancing our trade ties. Is grateful to the way Turkey stood with the people of Kashmir, the statement given by President Erdogan on what is happening to the people of Kashmir by a very fascist, racist BJP government. Our relationship in every way is getting stronger. Well, we are expecting President Erdogan around about the middle of February. And when he comes, he's bringing businesses, various business houses with him, investors with him, and of course he will meet, we will have Pakistani businesses and investors meeting the Turkish counterparts. The idea is that we enhance our trading relationship. There are various areas where Turkey can help Pakistan, for instance in mining. Pakistan is a country which is full of minerals, but we have not really explored these various minerals like gold and copper and coal. So when President Erdogan comes, this is one area, but then there are other areas too. We want certain areas where we want technology transfer from Turkey in various areas. So it'll be quite a comprehensive visit where there will be all sorts of ways of economic ties that will be discussed, apart from, of course, strategic or diplomatic ties with the two countries. First of all, to understand what is happening in Kashmir, you have to understand what's happening in India. India has been taken over by an extremist racist ideology, which is called the RSS. And this ideology believed that India belongs to Hindus. It's called Hindutva. This ideology was inspired by the Nazis in the 1930s. They believe, just like the Nazis believed in the Aryan race, the German race, they believed in the Hindu race. This RSS extremist assassinated Gandhi. They were 3 times declared as a terrorist organization in India. Now, since they've taken over India, the minorities have been squeezed in India. There have been violence against the minorities, specifically Muslims. But in Kashmir, what they have done is, they have violated their own constitution, which was Article 370, and they have changed the status of Kashmir unilaterally. Kashmir is a dispute between Pakistan and India, a dispute acknowledged by the world community, by the United Nations Security Council. And so what they have done is they've gone against the Security Council resolutions. Then there was a bilateral agreement, similar agreement between Pakistan and India. They've gone against that. And they have annexed Kashmir. But in order to do that, they have clamped down a curfew on 8 million people of Kashmir for almost 6 months now. And they have 900,000 troops there, put all their leadership in prisons. They have whisked away thousands of young teenagers into various prisons outside Kashmir. So it is a serious situation there. And so Pakistan, of course, has raised it on every forum in the United Nations, with humanitarian organizations, Amnesty International. That's why we are very appreciative of President Erdogan, because he has condemned this
United Nations.
In the United Nations, this illegal and violating all humanitarian laws, what is happening in Kashmir. It has to be, really, our strategy has to be to approach the world organizations like United Nations. These international organizations came into being to stop this sort of injustice going on in the world. Not just injustice. There is a danger with what India has done in Kashmir. This is not going to die down. There's going to be violence in Kashmir. There'll be violence because whenever they lift the curfew, people will come out protesting against it.
Yeah.
And when they protest, there was violence. They have 900,000 troops which will use violence against these citizens. And we fear that this will spill over into Pakistan. And that's why the United Nations should act. I can't say about this trade war between the US and China, how long this will go on. But it doesn't affect Pakistan, it affects China. A Turkish delegation comes in a couple of weeks. We hope to involve them in further using CPEC for further connectivity, and we hope to involve Turkey in this. Last thing we want is a neighbor, Iran, fighting with a brotherly country, Saudi Arabia, or the US and Iran in some sort of a conflict, because we believe everyone will suffer. No one really wins a war. So I feel Pakistan's role will be now to put out fires, to play the role of conciliation, getting people together rather than joining any conflicts. After the missile attack in Saudi Arabia on the oil facility, Pakistan played its part. We spoke to Saudi Arabia, went to Iran, spoke to the United States. This is last September, October. And actually, we feel we played our part in sort of bringing down tensions. But of course, there has to be some more of a permanent solution. At the moment, things are still tense, but for a time I feel that we have averted war. There was a time when it seemed that there could be actually a conflict.
If you averted the war, that is big news.
Averted, we think we averted a conflict. I mean, this is, I'm talking about when the missile strikes took place in Saudi Arabia. So when we tried our best to play our part.